Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I talk about working with your own energy in connection with the larger energies out there in the universe. So for this video, I want to talk about breaking out of social scripts. And I want to share an example one time where I tried to do that and could not do that. And one time where I did do that and it went exceptionally well for me and for the people around me. So what is a social script? Basically, it's when you're saying and acting and doing things only because from the past you think it's expected of you, and also you believe that other people expect it of you. Basically, living your life in a very boring, inauthentic kind of way. That is actually how I lived my life up until about age 30, because I was absolutely terrified that people would find out who I really am, and I believed I was far too weird to be living in this world. Now I know that I am the perfect little piece of jigsaw to be in this giant jigsaw of a world, but I did not know it for a long time. And it's been a process to try and understand that even with all my quirks and eccentricities, that I'm still supposed to be here and I'm supposed to be the way I am and do the things that I want to do and be the authentic me that I am. So my first story where I didn't do so well happened about 3 years ago. And it was at the grocery store. I got out the car and I saw this guy that was collecting carts. That was his job. He was there with his friend. They were both about 18 to 20 years old. And as soon as I got out the car, I could feel the energy of this guy. He was so intelligent and aware and really good with intent. But he was very upset that he had this job, obviously, and he didn't like where his life was and didn't know if it would change. And I could feel that from him just from across the parking lot. And I could also feel the impulse and the desire and the message that I was getting from the larger universe that I should or could and I wanted to go up to him and say to him, it's okay, this is only temporary. Your life is going to go in so many better places, in such a better direction, if you can just hold on and get through this patch. But I didn't want to. I was very scared of going up to this teenage guy in front of his friend and starting this deep, meaningful conversation in a parking lot because I didn't know how it would go. And long story short, I did not do that and have thought about it a lot over the past 3 years because I just knew that that was the right time and place for him to hear that. And I wasn't brave enough or strong enough or anchored in who I was enough to give that message to him. So fast forward to yesterday when I went to the grocery store. When I went in the store, I saw this guy and was hit by his energy because it was so centered and stable and powerful and joyful. And you could feel it across the store, and it was so unusual to see someone like that. And I was very taken by the effect that it had on me. So I walked throughout the store and I saw him, was watching him and feeling his energy as I was going around the store. Then I went to check out. I was standing in line and I turned around and it was him standing behind me. And when I saw him, I knew, okay, I've been feeling this guy's energy all around the store. I really need to say something to him. And what was interesting too was he was also like 18 to 20, the same age as the other guy, and African American, and the other guy was African American. And I knew that in some way it was the same situation coming around again to give me a chance to do what I could not do the first time. And so I just really bit the bullet. I don't know how I did it, probably because of the work that I've done on myself and accepting myself over the last 10 years. But I just said to him, you have an incredible energy. It's so happy and so joyful and just so amazing to be around. And you can feel it across the store. And he looked at me and he smiled, really big smile, and he gave me a really, really big hug, a beautiful hug. And he said, thank you so much for saying that. It means so much to me to know that I'm affecting people in the store. And also, I haven't always been this way. I used to be really, really angry, and it took me a while to change and become who I am. And I said to him, you really should do YouTubes as well. Like, you would be amazing at it. And he said, yeah, my mom has been telling me that a lot lately. So that was a signal to me that I knew that he really was supposed to get that message then and there because of how well it went and how good it felt. And it was interesting because it was one of those win-win situations where he said he knew that what I said made him realize his power in affecting other people and how his joy and centeredness played a part in affecting other people. And also from that interaction, I felt my own power and how I connected to other people and how I connected in the world and how I fit in the world. So we both came to the realization of our own power in being joyful, happy, active people willing to be our authentic selves. And also I could see the reactions of people around us, and it was kind of funny because I could see the cashier out of the corner of my eye as I was talking to him. And I could also see his friend who was standing behind him, and they're standing there kind of going, like, what's happening? How are these two total strangers suddenly having this really deep, meaningful moment and hugging after talking to each other for like 3 seconds? But it was a beautiful, beautiful moment, and I'm so glad that I faced my fears and chose to go with my joy instead, and chose to go with who I really am and what I really wanted to do, instead of fitting in the mold and being scared to break out of the mold. And I really want to say to everybody out there that everybody has an authentic self that's supposed to be here, because when you're being your authentic self, that is exactly the self that the world needs to move forward. That's the piece of the jigsaw puzzle that the world needs to make it a more cohesive whole. And on top of that, it's just much more fun and joyful and exciting to live as your authentic self and be you in the world, and be able to be free and open and powerful and creative the way that you were created to be. So that is all for now, and I hope to see you again later. Thank you so much for watching.